30 years ago, a famous magician died accidentally in a spiked coffin during his performance. 30 years later, the theater was demolished, which brought the coffin back to light. The magician resurrected as a vengeful zombie with terrifying powers. He could turn people into toys with a flick of his finger, and even reduce an entire building to a pile of playing cards in an instant. Yet he still refused to stop. Meanwhile, the Powerpuff Girls were staying at home watching horror movies. After receiving an emergency call, they rushed to the scene in panic, only to find themselves facing the legendary zombie. The girls were too scared to fight back and instead begged the zombie to stop in a pleading tone.
Could you stop destroying Townsville with your evil zombie magic, please?
Staring at Blossom in front of him, the zombie was enraged, for she looked exactly like the little girl who had ruined his magic show 30 years ago. He hypnotized Blossom with a pocket watch, planning to turn her into his puppet. At the critical moment, Buttercup overcame her fear and punched the zombie to pieces, but the zombie reassembled itself right away. With a single magic trick, it trapped Buttercup inside a box. Bubbles had no choice but to run away, only to run straight into a cloth bag prepared by the zombie and then get locked in a fish tank. After dealing with two of the sisters, the zombie threw Blossom into the spiked coffin. Just when people fell into despair, the zombie suddenly transformed into Blossom. Without having time to explain to the crowd, Blossom immediately fished Bubbles out of the fish tank, only to find the bag empty. She then quickly flew over to Buttercup. Seeing the box split in two, Blossom closed it immediately. When the lid was opened, Buttercup stood up unharmed, but the legs inside the other half of the box were still moving non-stop. However, Blossom and Buttercup had already figured out the truth. Now there was one last question left. What exactly was inside the coffin?
It's magic, silly!
Who's in it? Oh, girls, I love that voodoo that you do.